What is up, you guys? So in this video we're going to be taking a look at the 2020 Kia Optima. So this is what Kia has to offer for the mid-size sedan market. And the Optima has also recently became one of my favorite mid-size sedans. And you're going to find out why in a little bit. So this is one of Kia's best-selling vehicles. I've seen quite a few on the road recently. And that is just proof that Kia is doing something right with this Optima. But without further ado, let's just get into the video. And let's see what makes this 2020 Optima a really great value. But first, let's talk about the trim levels that we have with this 2020 Optima. So starting off is the base trim LX, which starts at $23,390, followed by the S trim level, which starts at $24,890. Next up is the Special Edition, which starts at $26,390. Then we have the EX trim level, which starts at $27,190. Then the EX Premium, which starts at $30,190. And then finally, the cherry on top, the SX trim level, which starts at $32,190. Alright, so starting off in the front of this 2020 Kia Optima, the first thing you might notice is what Kia calls their signature tiger nose grille, which is basically their brand identity, and the grille has some really nice lines going on. It's just the usual Kia design language, from pretty much any Kia, I should say. Now looking at the headlights, the first thing you might notice is that they are fully LED, as you would expect with any modern car. While there are still some modern cars that are still going incandescent, this Optima is not one of them, because we are going fully LED on these headlights. So that means the whole headlight housing is fully LED. That means even the daytime running lights are LED, and the beams are fully LED. Then drop down, you will find fog lights, which are also fully LED, so that's nice to see. And then we have this sort of lip extension across the bottom. But overall, this is a really nice looking front end. It's very aggressive. It looks pretty German-esque too, which makes sense because if you don't know, Kia actually brought over German designers, and I could say this Optima certainly shows that, and it does not disappoint. Now looking at the side of this 2020 Optima, right off the bat you might notice that little turbo badge, and that's because this is indeed the SX Turbo trim level. Now when you look on top, you will see that it has a full panoramic sunroof, and what's interesting about it is that it's fully blacked out. The whole roof is fully blacked out, so that's a pretty nice touch. Then coming down to the mirrors, they are also fully blacked out. They do have built-in fully LED turn signals. Now let's move to the wheels. So this being the SX trim level, it comes finished in 18-inch gloss black alloy wheels, which the Special Edition up to this SX trim level will have these wheels. Otherwise, in your lower end trim levels like the LX and S, they will be 18-inch wheels, but they will be machine finished. Now as far as the transmission goes, these are connected to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Alright, now looking at the rear of this 2020 Kia Optima, as you can see, it has a more conservative, traditional sedan look, much like the Mazda 6 I reviewed. It's not like this crazy taillight design. It's not in your face like the current Hyundai Sonata. Now moving to the tail lights, they are indeed LED, which is nice. Drop down and you have two functional exhausts. Now when you open the tailgate, you will find 15.9 cubic feet of space, so that should be adequate enough for all your goods and needs. Alright, so looking under the hood of this 2020 Optima, you're looking at a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder engine, making 245 horsepower with 260 pound-feet of torque. 0 to 60 in a little under 6 seconds. As far as MPGs go, you're looking at about 22 in the city, 31 on the highway, and 26 combined. Now probably the most important part of any vehicle has got to be the interior. So let's see what this 2020 Optima has to bring to the table. And first, looking at this interior, it looks relatively solid. This being the SX trim level, it has some nice red stitching on the seats, which I think definitely gives it a more sportier look. The steering wheel is heated on this particular Optima. The seats are also heated and ventilated. This one also comes with a panoramic sunroof, which is very nice to see. As you would expect, the front seats are also power adjusting. In the center console, you have a traditional gear shifter, not those fancy electronic ones with the electronic parking brake. So if you're not a fan of electronic shifters, Kia Optima's got your back. But this Optima actually does have an electronic parking brake, as you can see right here. But the shifter itself is of course a traditional stick. In front of that gear shifter, you also have a wireless charger for your smartphone, which is very nice to see. Now moving back up to that infotainment screen, you're looking at an 8-inch display. It does have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay built in. You do have a standard backup camera with active trajectory. Again, this one being the SX trim level, it does have navigation standard. But of course, if your Optima does not have the navigation system, you could just use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. And of course, safety is important. So on this 2020 Optima, you are going to find auto emergency braking and warning blind spot detection technology. You'll also find rear cross traffic alert, lane keep assist, driver attention warning, and high beam assist. So that pretty much sums up the interior of this 2020 Optima. But now let's take a look at the key fob. So this is what you'll find on the 2020 Optima. This is the typical Kia key fob. As you can see, it does have a button to power open the tailgate. Overall, it's a pretty average looking key fob. Nothing too special here, it just does what you need it to do. But I mean, overall, this Optima is a pretty solid choice if you're looking for a mid-sized sedan. Maybe you don't want a Camry, maybe you don't want an Accord, maybe they're too overrated, you want to be different. Well, maybe the Optima is for you, because you really do get a lot of car for the money. And because the new K5 is out, which is basically the new Optima, that's good news for you if you're looking at an Optima, because dealers are going to try to get these older Optimas off the lot. So you can really bargain on these, because the Optima, even with the new K5 out, is still a really great buy. But the real question is, should you save a little money and get the Optima, or should you spend a little more and get the all new K5? But with that being said, I think that pretty much wraps up this video. So again, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a like. Do not hesitate to leave a comment, because I will be happy to reply to any comments that you might have. If you want more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comments below, because I will definitely do more videos like this. But more importantly, what do you guys think of this Optima being the end of an era? The Optima name being no more. Would you still go Optima, or would you go for the all new K5? But on a last note, thanks for watching.